Hey Tom, how are you, mate?
Good, Calvin. How are you?
I'm great. Hey, yeah, thanks for joining this call, Tom. So I think I've been chatting with you recently about having a sessions like this for you to share your experience and insight of the Oscars Hut2Hut race. To the audience who doesn't know, Tom had a lot of experience running this race and also won couple times, including the Oscars 100K, Oscars Hut 100K last year. And also I think you came, I think the first free, I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then since then, yeah, you also have achieved a really great result running the 50K soon after finishing the 100K. I just cannot comprehend like how can you possibly finish the 100K and then the following day you complete the 50K. So yeah, I think today is a great opportunity for you, Tom, to share some of the I guess some tips and insights, and so that you can potentially help some of the runners who are competing this year. If the runner who may not compete this year, they if they thinking to compete, enter the race in the future, something that they can potentially learn from you as well. So yeah, so anything you want to say first, Tom, before I share my screen?
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, look forward to help out in any way I can with the course because it's a tough course with tough cutoffs. Um, so I know a lot of people try and tackle it and um come up with some obstacles that they don't quite overcome sometimes. So happy to help in any way I can.
That's awesome, Tom. Yeah, it's yeah, and this race is apparently one of the toughest 100K race in Australia, and in fact, like it was my first 100K race last year, and I didn't know what I signed up for, and yeah, and then obviously, yeah, didn't go well. So I still will try to go back, and but definitely want to learn from you, Tom.
So that was your first 100K attempt,
Yeah, that was my first 100K attempt.
and you
Like,
chose Oscars.
well, I love. I guess I mean that is the first 100K at the start of the year, and there's no other 100K at all. Let me sign up this one, and but yeah, I think it's just a lot of learning. But yeah, so let's go through the course, and as I go through the course, Tom, just feel free to spill out and share the your experience and tips. So let me quickly
Yep.
share my screen now. Desktop, share. All right, cool. All right. So let's go through the 100K course, Tom. So we can you see my screen, Tom?
Yep, I can see that. Yep.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. So I think 100K race it start fairly early. I think it start around five.
Is it five? I think it's five.
I think five, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's five. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely very early morning. So I think it was starting at the the main area, like the chalet.
Yep. The Mount Buller Village.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
the village, and then as you so once we start the race,
Side note, before we even start, I've actually got a little tip here.
yeah,
Is for most people, it's cold, and a lot of people will rug up to start because it is cold. But I'd actually recommend be brave and start cold, and don't have any more than a t-shirt or singlet, unless the forecast is predicted to be pretty crap.
right.
Obviously have you got all your gear so you can chuck something on, but I know so many people that will take layers off as they're at the start because they're just going up to the summit. So
Yeah,
a
I
little tip
see.
that I'd recommend.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome tips, Tom. Yeah, I guess I mean what I remember like at the start straight away, like you sort of like immediately have a incline and you pretty much warm up within 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, you're running straight up. Yeah.
Exactly, straight up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome, awesome. I think you probably be still running that like you will have your head torch on you for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, head torch on. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then so I think you were sort of like running along the village and then you start making a turn right, I think after probably a few hundred meters,
Yeah, you come off the pavement and onto the trail.
the trail.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So this trail pretty much I mean is not technical, right? So it's just a
No.
walking track.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you continue on this sort of like single track, single walking track.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what sort of like I guess Tom, like I think when you start this race, like what I I guess I mean we're good to share with the audience,
Mm.
like so what sort of like pacing um
Yeah.
you were using, like
So it really is dependent on what your intention, at least in my opinion, what your
mm,
intention is with the race. If you're wanting to be a lead runner, you I would actually recommend not to hold too much back at the start because you really want to get up to the summit and down the summit of Mount Buller onto 4 mile you don't want to be stuck behind people
yeah.
going down 4 mile. So it's really technical. And if you want to be at the top end of the field, you want to kind of break out and be able to run your own pace going down and not getting stuck.
Yeah.
So if any lead runner, obviously you don't want to be going out too hard like a sprint and blow up before
Yeah.
you even start,
Yeah.
but you want to kind of suss out, who you're kind of racing against, where you're at, and kind of get some space before going down.
Yeah.
But if you're someone that's mid to back, um, you're going to be around lots of people. So, I mean, if you want someone that wants more space, you still need to go a bit faster. But if you hit mid back, doing a good amount of walking, shuffling when you feel it's a little bits of flats on the way to the summit, because there are some flat bits. But I would suggest large lots of that. Just shuffle, fast walking for that first part for back, mid to back.
Yeah, good advice, Tom. I guess I do remember like when I uh when I was running the 100K last year. I saw you just sprinting down this summit.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what was that hurry, Tom? Like there's still another like 99K to go. Like uh then I knew why. Like it is
Yeah.
like you said before, I think what happened is if you don't take the lead, at least the front of the front group, uh,
Yeah.
you will be stuck basically down the 4 mile. Like you literally it doesn't matter how fast you are, like you can't keep passing runner. Like it's just impossible, right? Like I think you remember Tom, like just
Yeah.
it's like the whole 4 mile is obstacle course. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
The whole thing is a huge tripping hazard and obstacle course running down there.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
um, so yeah, I like to have my space,
Yeah.
to be alone running down there.
Yeah.
It's not fun being stuck behind someone,
Yeah. Yeah.
and also nice if you're going to have a fall to have it alone too.
Yeah, awesome. And I guess also, Tom, is this something that like you experience? So, like even you sort of like running fairly fast in the first like one K or so before you head down to 4 mile. But as soon as you start dropping descending 4 mile, that is the time that you can start almost like relaxing, right? Like so yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, going down 4 mile. I mean, I'm still racing, so I'm still kind of going somewhat fast, but
yeah,
I'm also being cautious, like,
yeah,
because as
mm,
we were just saying before, like there's quite a few hazards where you can end up on the edge of the cliff, which I've had a couple times.
yeah.
So
Mm.
at least I'm being quite cautious, going down there, but I'm still trying to keep
Yeah.
a bit of a
Yeah.
pace too.
And and did you excuse me, do you recommend using pole coming down 4 mile? Because I saw a lot of runners, some of them they use pole, some of them not using pole.
Hmm.
But from I mean, your experience, like, what would be the best like approach? Like,
Yeah, it has its, you know what, I've done it both with and without. Going it, going down, I would actually probably lean more if you're not like an expert with poles, I
yeah,
would probably recommend to go without because a few of the obstacles, especially at the start, you actually might want to use your hands a little bit.
yeah, yeah,
And obviously holding onto poles, like you can't keep as much balance. And if you're around lots of people, you can start whacking people with poles,
yes,
which isn't fun. And they become like an obstacle themselves. But
mm,
I like knowing that if I'm running down, I can grab onto a tree. You know, I might run
yeah,
from a tree to tree at times and I'll like, catch myself.
yeah,
But going down on the steep things, I'd only really recommend, like 4 mile in particular, I'd only recommend using poles if you're like extremely comfortable and love using poles.
yeah.
Um,
Good advice.
for that part, I'd keep them away
Yeah.
at the time.
Awesome. So I guess I mean the we form out like pretty much the whole core. I mean the whole sessions is fairly similar, except there's a one part I can't remember on the map which part it is, but there's sort of like a rock ledge that you
Mhm.
almost like have to use your hand to climb down, like instead of
Yeah,
climb up, like you climb down, right? So I guess
yeah,
for that part, like any sort of like advice or tips that like you can share, Tom?
yeah. My thoughts with all that stuff, and you have a bit of races like down under, that's that type of race as well. Is with
Mm.
all that type of thing is just using your trying to keep momentum, if
Yep.
that kind of makes sense. Don't try not to think too much
Yeah.
and trust in yourself and
Yep.
your arms and your legs. And just kind of try and go with the flow, which is hard because it can be it's hard,
Mhm.
a bit scary, but um that's kind of like the best recommendation I can say.
Yeah.
Getting comfortable with that stuff in training is your best
Yeah.
go at it. But if it's during the race, yeah, just trying to get momentum. But I will say as well, going down 4 mile, I feel like the first couple 1 to 2K is quite technical and you kind of like, it's a bit scary. And then you get that rock bit that you're talking about.
Yep.
Then once you've cleared that rock part, it does start to become quite runnable, like
Yes.
much more runnable towards the bottom. You
Yep.
can get some speed. But with that, I also noticed that that's also where a lot of people trip because and hurt their ankles, like just from
Ah,
stories I've heard, and even myself, because you kind of like you take a breath, you're like, oh, it's all right, it's not as bad as it was at the top. I can kind of relax a bit, and then you switch off, you're not as focused, and that's when you like trip on this little rock that's on the ground, or this tree that's fallen over
yeah.
or something.
Yep.
So I'd actually like once you've cleared that rock ledge and you're running down, it's a bit more runnable. Don't switch off. Keep looking
Yeah.
at your feet.
Like good advice. I think I was one of those runner. I think I've become a bit complacent
Yeah,
when after the rock
totally.
ledge, I say, oh, I can speed up like pedal metal to pedal like
Yeah, yeah.
really really because I think because obviously I was the sort of like the middle and the rear pack. I mean we also mixed with few other runner who did
Mhm.
the I think the multi-day race.
Oh, yep, yep.
Obviously they would probably taking a bit more time, like the slower pace, and then we sort of
Mhm.
like try to pass them. But yeah, there's a few occasions I really trip over, just sort of like
Yeah,
speed up a bit too much. Um, cool, awesome. So now let's say yeah, we've done 4 mile, one tick like big tick like safe and sound down to the river. Oh, the other thing I think Tom would probably I also noticed that a lot of runner, including myself, I think as we came down 4 mile, it was absolutely beautiful. Like as the sun coming up, like
yeah.
the sky change. So again, I think probably maybe small advice to the runners, just be careful, like don't just take picture and then
Yeah.
watch your steps and yeah, I think that's yeah, definitely don't want to get hurt so early on.
I agree with that
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it does become beautiful as the sun comes up.
Yes.
And honestly, for the whole race, that's to
The
me the
best part.
scariest part. Like once I'm
Yeah.
down there and I haven't done an ankle or I haven't hurt myself, I'm like,
Yeah.
now I can relax a bit.
Yes.
That's what I'm most nervous about.
True, true. Yeah. Because I mean, it's coming down 4 miles. Doesn't matter how elite you are. Like, you just yeah, one small steps and then you twist your
Yeah,
ankle. And I think there was a runner I mean twist her ankle down 4 mile last year and then just it took a long time to extract them. So again, like just be cautious. Yeah.
yeah,
Cool. So now let's say Brazil, very good spirit and down 4 mile, crossing the river. I guess I mean that there's no and any tips that you can share. I think it's just fairly straightforward,
yeah.
isn't it, Tom. Like,
Yo, I'd only say one thing down there is don't forget by that stage it's probably been I don't know how, an hour to 2 hours. And you probably haven't thought that you have might not have drunk when you're eating yet.
mm,
Um, because you're really laser focused on not dying going down 4 mile and you might forget to drink or eat as much.
yeah,
Um,
good advice. Yeah.
and so you want to make sure that by the time you got down there, you've drunken enough,
Mm,
and eaten enough at that point.
yep.
That'd be the only other quick tip I'd give.
Yeah, good advice, Tom. Yeah, definitely don't want to wait until you get thirsty before you drink. That would be too late.
Hmm.
So yeah, good advice, Tom. I think the first 1 to 2 hours, even you don't drink as much as later on the race, but just keep always stay on top of your hydration at the beginning, early on
Yeah,
of the race.
definitely.
Um, so yeah, now we coming up 4 mile. I think I remember this is a very interesting aid station with all those animal. Like I think
Yeah, they always got something going on there.
there's something
I
going on.
swear I've seen people in onesies. Some of
Yeah.
the aid station volunteers got like onesies or animal suits on as well.
Oh, they're
Or
so good. Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole this party down there.
yeah. No, that's
They're
awesome.
great.
Yeah, it was I remember I had a really good time when I got to that first aid station. Just I really feel that wow, this is a venture that I
Yeah,
really want
yeah,
to,
definitely.
yeah, without knowing what's coming. A bit
Yes.
naive. Cool, awesome. Now we pass 4 mile checkpoint. I think this year they have changed the course a little bit, isn't it, Tom? I think,
Well, I think that's their. I think they have slightly. I think they were saying I saw they've got an extra river crossing or somewhere.
yeah,
I don't think it's this part. I
isn't
think
it
this
this?
part that you got here is the same.
Yeah.
I think it's more coming after this part because this
Ah,
is along the
yes,
valley on the single
correct,
track.
correct. I think probably a bit later.
There's a bit,
I remember turning left from 4 mile, running along this single track. It
yeah,
was magical. Like it was
yeah,
absolutely beautiful. You're looking at the gorge with the sun next to it.
yes,
And just a very nice, wonderful single track. Like just stuff like,
and
yeah.
yeah, and with that, this is one of the bits because time is a big thing with people and hut to hut
Mm,
making the cutoff. You want to
yeah.
try and take advantage of these undulating flatter bits. So
Yeah.
like making sure you're shuffling.
Yeah.
Obviously not pushing too hard, but you're at least keeping a decent pace
Decent
because
pace. Yeah.
you're not going to be able to get much speed on bits that obviously aren't flat on the ups and stuff. So
Yeah.
take advantage of this part here where you can kind of run.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. I think this, if we can, if anyone listener who have a pacing strategy, I think this is probably the one sessions that like you can try to, if possible, try to stay ahead of
Yeah,
your pace.
yeah,
Because
take some ground.
yeah, because I think eventually, you're gonna lag behind. Like doesn't matter how consecutive. I mean, your estimation is like.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, good advice, Tom. I think just this session, I think is a good opportunity for anyone who want to really make up the time and yeah, so that you don't have to play catch up later on.
Mhm.
So continue on this track here. Come on with the name.
No, that'd be the fire track or
River.
four drive track.
Yeah, there is a four wheel.
Yeah.
And you come up. Yeah, this is a four wheel drive track. Yeah, that's right, Tom. Yeah, you up this
So
uh
yeah.
four wheel drive
So
track.
that's the bit I'm not sure if I don't know if it's around here somewhere, I think, where they've made some of the slight changes. Maybe
Yeah,
not
cool.
right there, but
Yeah,
where
will. we'll find out.
Yeah, you'll
Looks
probably
like
find out. Yeah.
yeah, it looks like this course yeah, this course is still 2023. Yeah, so I'm not sure they have updated this, but it will be the rest of the course should be very similar, but so
Yeah, the
only
rest is the same. And
yeah,
23 was same as 24. So
yeah, cool. And then you sort of like done I think you won probably about how long, how much distance? I think maybe about
a
K
K or so maybe.
a K or so in the so five uh
Kind of up and down a little bit.
yeah, yeah, dirt road.
Yeah.
And then you
Went
really
to like a campground.
yeah, campground. And then down 7 mile, and then probably another K or so to and then you have sort of a small creek crossing again, I think, just before
Mm.
you get to 4 mile flat. Um, yeah. So take
Eight
us
months.
through, take us back to 4 mile, Tom. Do you remember what was your I guess I mean strategy when you uh passed 4 mile? Did you stay long? Did you just
Yeah,
like
I didn't stay long at all. I think um at that stage I would have started with um I think I would have filled up one to two of my flasks
yep.
and I'd always grab a banana.
Mhm.
I grabbed a banana or so from 8 Mile, but that was it. I'd be in and out as quick as
In
I
and
could.
out. Yeah, cool.
Um yeah, but that's because I already had a lot of my stuff on me, so
Yep.
didn't
Awesome.
plan on using the air stations too much.
Awesome. So I think at the time when you pass 4 miles, still really in a good shape. Like and then as you head up 8 miles climb,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
where the fun begin.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a long grind. Yeah.
So again, tell us, Tom, like how did you like run or hike up these sessions? Like, did you any tips that you can share, or just like head down, like
Yeah.
right
So
foot?
my mindset and how I'm going into it is I'm just gonna so me personally, someone that's trying to go a bit faster, I'm gonna like shuffle and hike kind of as fast as I can without feeling any like lactic acid build up in my legs.
Yeah.
And making sure as well, like listening to my like like, listening to my heart rate. Not
Mm,
literally listening, but just like making sure I'm not getting too out of breath and just assessing like how I'm feeling and making sure I'm not pushing, but at the same time
yeah.
trying to go at a good pace.
Yeah.
But before even starting, so actually when I get to that aid station, before going out, I kind of have a mental break between like having a quick like, all right, here we go. This is the big climb. Um, like
Mm,
this next, however it's going to be hour or so, or 1 to 2 hours is going to be a grind and just
yeah.
set that, getting myself ready for that and just going.
Yeah. Awesome, Tom. And then did you start using pole
Yeah.
as you climb
Yeah.
up 8 mile?
Yeah. Well, that was funny. Last year I actually didn't use poles
Oh,
because
really?
mine were broken and I couldn't afford a new pair. So I was like, oh, screw it, I'll just have to go without.
Yeah.
But I would recommend poles.
Yeah.
It's good because it's not like super technical. It's single track, but not super technical. So you can really get good, what do you want to call it, footing with
Yeah.
the poles. Like, it's not rocky or anything. Like you can really get solid ground with the poles. So it really helps with momentum
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
and getting like in the zone. You can just go like,
Yeah.
just, get in the rhythm with the poles.
Yeah. Very good. Very good, Tom. And then obviously, I mean, there's no much things that like you can share, just grinding, right? Grind
Grind,
way up.
try and enjoy the view. When you start to see the view, it's a pretty amazing view when you start to get high
Yeah.
enough and you can kind of see out. But then
Yeah.
also remember, it looks like you're like at the top, but you're not.
Awesome.
There's still a long way. There's still a bit to go. Like there's like the amount of times I'd like look out and see this amazing view and look, I'm like, oh, I'm nearly at the top. Like, nah,
Yeah,
still got
you
a
can
little bit to
see
go.
Yeah, you can see from the contour line, like it's sort of like up and down, up and not down. I mean, sort of up and then sort of plateau
Yeah,
a little bit, and then and up again. And yeah, I think that's a sort of a very well known for summit on Lake Miles. So yeah, it's just I guess I mean like you said, Tom, I think to the audience, like when you see you almost get to the top, like you know that that's not real.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So I guess yeah, I think on average you probably take about like what an hour or two like to get to the top of
I think so. Yeah,
yeah
I'd say so.
yeah. And I think I can't remember where the sun is. I think it's still behind you, isn't it? But you
No,
probably faster. Like, I think you'll be or just right above you.
I think it's. I don't even remember. I might. Would it make sense that I could say it was to the left of me?
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe.
something
I
like
don't. Yeah, I feel like it was out to my left.
yeah, yeah. Cool. So once you get to the refrigerator gap, I think there's a isn't it a small aid station there? Come
There
in.
is actually
There's
you.
support crew. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
remember.
Every year, Jared's parents are always there.
Yeah.
They're the sweetest.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Um,
they usually have like sandwiches and things like that from memory
yeah,
there. Yeah,
awesome. Okay, and then the lake, which is to climb up the bluff. And
bluff. Yeah,
that is interesting, I think, Tom.
yeah. That bluff climb is definitely interesting. It's very steep. Gets technical, but
Yeah,
it's shorter than 8 Mile.
yes, yes. I think it really caught me and got these sessions because in my planning last year, I was sort of like really plan the pacing on 8 miles. Um, and because not many people talk about this beer, like at least
No,
not aware of. Like everybody say, oh, there's an eight mile. Uh, but I think what is really slowed me down last year was the climbing up this bit here. Like you said,
yeah,
you literally it's not vertical, but close to vertical,
I
right?
see.
Like, so you have to use your hand pretty much.
Yeah, like I wouldn't recommend poles for the top of the bluff there. Like you're
Yeah,
using
yeah.
hands. But which is on that note, something that I feel like makes the bluff a bit more difficult is you can kind of control your heart rate and how hard you're pushing up
Mm,
8 Mile because it's gradual.
yep.
But the bluff, because it's so steep and there's big steps you got to take and you're taking big steps, like I can find it can really like make me much more exhausted because I'm
I
like
see.
just taking like one huge step and I'm like completely out of breath. But you have to take that big step. You can't like do it in slow motion and slow
Yeah,
the heart rate down or anything like that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
find like I can really be quite
Mm,
spent. So really getting in once you're up, once you've gone up 8 Mile, get fuel down, get drink down, and prepare yourself a quite intense, could
yeah,
be quite tense with the bluff.
yeah,
Because yeah, it gets you. For me anyway, personally.
yeah. And the other thing I also noticed is when you climb up the bluff, it get more exposed.
Yes.
So again, yeah, that I remember. I mean, the sun right in front of me or just right above me was you literally looking at the sun when you climb up.
Yeah.
Is yeah,
Uh,
that is actually quite challenging. Yeah,
yeah. Once you're at the bluff, I'd actually say you're somewhat protected from when you start to
Mm.
the bluff. You're quite protected with the trees. So
Yeah, this part.
whether
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't done the race when it's been like stormy
Mm.
or cold, but I'd imagine it'd be freezing up there if it's a cold day,
Yeah.
but extremely hot if it's a hot day. The days that
Yeah.
I've done it, it's always hot, at
All
least.
the time. Yeah.
Like so as you said, it's really exposed. So if it's hot, you want your hat, you got a
Yeah.
hat and get ready for sunscreen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I mean, as you path the bluff, I mean, you will probably have run 28K already. So still lots of energy, but like you start feeling it, right? Too big
Yeah.
climb.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now let's talk about the from bluff to the bluff hut. Um and then full man what's it called? Atlee? Man Atlee?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this part
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, I think this part is quite beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It's this is it's probably one of the most beautiful parts.
Beautiful part. Yeah.
It's a beauty. Yeah, it's really, as you said, exposed. You can see everything. The
Yeah.
bluff itself is really beautiful. I find it. I've tried running most of that. Like
Okay.
running most of that part as well.
Yeah.
Not super
Lost.
fast.
Yeah.
There's little steps and it's kind of awkward to run.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm trying to kind of do a decent pace
Yes. Yeah,
through
remember
that.
it's just a lot just before you get to Bluff Hut, it's so small gradual up,
Yeah,
but very vulnerable between
yeah,
the Bluff and the Bluff Hut. Yeah.
awkward, but yeah, runnable.
Yeah. So now you have passed Bluff Hut and pretty much continue on the ridge. Um
Yeah,
and you will pass Mount Novick and you
yeah.
get
So this,
Novick's Hut. Yeah.
yeah, this bit's all fire trail, full
Fine.
drive, like, fire trail.
Fine. Yeah.
So it's a good. You do have some ups and downs, but it's another place. Yeah, the views and stuff aren't as amazing through there because there's trees on either side of you type of thing, and you're on a
Yeah.
fire trail. But that's another place where you want to be trying to run as much as you can and
That's it,
making up
man.
pace.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
actually for me, probably one of the hardest mentally because I in my mind I'm like I need to be running this,
Yeah.
and you've just kind of had to climb, and I start to feel a bit exhausted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so for me, that's actually when I have a lot of my like low energy moments would probably be,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know, everyone will be different, but so I'll kind of brace myself that I might have a bit of a dip in energy here.
Well, I definitely concur that, Tom. I think soon after last year, soon after I passed Bluff Hut, I sort of find myself instead of enjoying the race of way running for survival.
Yeah.
Because I was sort of like behind shit. I mean, I was way behind my my expected time, like
Mm,
because of the bluff, like just taking very very long time. Yeah, I think also just the fire trail wasn't something that like I enjoy running. Like I
yeah.
give me single track all day long,
Yeah.
but when I see
Yeah.
a fire trail that you can see like 500 meters ahead, like just nothing but the fire trail, it
Yeah.
just demoralized, I would
It
say.
is demoralizing. And you
Yeah.
just come off a high with the bluff and how beautiful it
Exactly.
is, and you're a steep climb and you're exhausted from that.
Mm,
You've come into this bit that's a bit more boring.
yeah.
You're probably behind your time.
Yes.
And then if you what I'm doing, I was anxious about who was behind me, who was in front of me.
Yeah.
So like it starts to be a bit more of a mental game with
Yeah,
you.
certainly, certainly. So now we have arrived or passed Lovik's Hut. So there's a big checkpoint.
Yeah.
So I
You can
think last year
get back there.
yeah, I think last year I think if you during multi-day, I think that's where you probably sleep over, like stay over.
Yeah.
Um so from Lovik Hut, like anything you want to say about this this hut?
Yeah, nothing in particular.
Yeah,
Don't be afraid to have obviously assess where you're at with timing and cutoffs, but
yeah.
uh, have like a little bit of a break there, like maybe a bit of a relief, like just give yourself a tick. Like I've
Mhm.
gone down 4 mile, I've gone up 8 mile on the bluff, like I've done a good job. Like have a sigh of relief and get ready to knuckle down for what's to come.
Yeah.
Kind of a
I
nice
think
little just take a second to appreciate what you've done moment.
yeah, good point, Tom. And I guess I'm also when once you get to Lovik's Hut, I think I mean to me it's a very important aid station because in the next probably 30K or so, like to Mansbet Kappa, like you wouldn't pass any major checkpoint,
Yeah, you
isn't it?
actually on that point, make sure you got full water with every like.
Yes.
Don't try and save.
Mm,
If you've got like, what do you call it? So don't try and save weight or like
yeah.
have less in your pack or anything. Like if you've got a flask, fill it with water because it's this or like you have. I think you've got maybe two water little refills
And that's it. Yeah.
or getting to Mount Speculation,
Yeah.
but I'm every year, and I always make sure to have plenty of water. I'm super dehydrated along
Yeah,
by the end of this part.
yeah, yeah.
Just can't get enough water. Um, so
Also,
yeah, to your point,
yeah, so from Lovik Hut to the turnoff of AWT is just a fire trail from
yeah,
memory.
it's similar
Yeah,
to just what they've just done. Yeah,
yeah, just a, very similar to the K 1 to 2K before you run past Lovik's Hut. And I think there's a it's not a I think it's a small minor aid station. I think there's some water.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Usually there'll be a couple guys, and they'll have some water and
yes.
maybe a packet of ollies or so.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually something like that. But don't expect food. Like it's very small.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So again, I think that's probably the last good opportunity to fill up uh,
Yeah,
your flask and bladder bottle, and then you turn off to AWT, and that's a very interesting sessions, isn't it, Tom? Like when as you head down AWT, it's a very it's not overgrown, but it's a very narrow kind of
yeah. It is
track,
very.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is high grass.
High grass, yeah.
You're gonna come across snakes. That's where they'd be. Um, and a lot of horse. Can you swear on here?
Hey, sorry again.
Horse poo. A lot of horse poo.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I remember that. Like it's a sting.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think this part you probably you can't really run fast, isn't it? Like I think it's fairly rocky
yeah.
and
You
sometimes
can
you
get
can't even see the rock clearly because it's the glass is so hard tall.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You want to again. It's kind of like just try and use the momentum of the down. Like you can get some somewhat decent pace, but as you're
Oh yeah.
saying, like if it's a bit awkward,
Yeah.
can't see the rock sometimes, and you could easily trip at certain parts. So
Yeah.
um, definitely try and don't try and walk. Like try and run most of it
Yeah.
down this there. But yeah, it is a bit awkward.
Yeah. I think probably another chaos. I think you start climbing
Yeah,
out of the sort of like it's not gorge, but it's sort of like a deep like and then you climbing out uh and then sort of get to the this spot here, Mandela.
hmm
Very nice view. I remember here. Very nice view. Um,
yes, yeah,
and then from this point of it's very exposed. I think. Remember,
yeah.
there's no tree or anything like
No,
people running. And that can I think you can open up your speed, isn't it? I think from this point onward, from Mandela to
open up your what
Chapman.
say?
You can probably increase your pacing, like
Oh,
yeah, go faster, like
yeah, it's fine. I so yeah, once you're at the top, yeah, then you can kind of you're running on the tops for a little bit. Yeah, try and bit of a walk, shuffle from memory.
yeah,
Like this bit for me is a bit more blank.
yeah. Yeah, I think this bit yeah, I think I remember probably
Not exposed.
yeah, it's a fairly it's not technical, it's just I think it's like a quite vulnerable actually, these sessions.
Okay.
Um and then as you pretty much of the whole how many K? Yeah, a couple of K before you get to the turn off.
Yeah.
So all these are very vulnerable actually, from memory. Like it's not technical, but
Yeah,
definitely
actually, I think the top of it there is quite similar to the top of the bluff.
yes, very similar
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, you're right. And then once you get to this turn off, like I know most of the runner want to turn left, but
So yeah,
unfortunately,
you're
you have
pretty
to.
you have to turn
Right.
off. So yeah, there's an A station.
Yeah,
And this is actually this A the Gardner Hut, is it?
Ghana Hut. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you that's actually you usually I'm not sure if they'll be there this year, but usually that's where Matt and Megan will be from GSCR.
yeah.
And it's
It looks like
wait for this one.
you're right. Yeah, I think I met them last year, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this year they will be there. I look at yeah, I think
Yeah.
they post on the
But
Facebook group.
yeah. And I'm trying
Yeah,
to remember. Sorry. I'm trying
yeah,
to remember. I there might be there's water. There's like at the A station there's water, but I could be wrong, but I feel like it's limited. You can only have a certain amount because they can only get a certain amount out there.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
you might only be able to go one or two flasks
Yeah.
from memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, and usually they might have a bit of like small Coke or something as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, but grab as much liquid as you're allowed because you probably should already be a bit low from when you've
Yes.
Lovix. Oh, is it? Yeah, Lovix. But now this next bit's super duper exposed.
Yes. Correct. Correct. Yeah. I think Ghana Hut when I got there because actually last year I DNF at this Ghana Hut and
Oh, okay.
yes, unfortunately. But yeah, I think that the very limited the water supply. Yeah, obviously very remote to get there. So yeah, make sure probably yeah fill up if you can before tackling the next
Yep.
amazing sessions raise up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you finish this kind of hut, you turn around. Uh, but this time I think you make sure that you turn right
Yeah.
at the
There'll
turnoff.
be people there that usually direct you as well if you're worried.
Yeah.
Back up. Well, you can't. It's very easy to follow, but
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, sorry, my mistake. I it's not race up, it's a cross cut. Um, the yeah, so now you start heading to cross cut. I think wow, that this session I remember it was magical, like
yeah,
up Mount Burglary.
it's beautiful. This is you could nearly say this is like the icon of Hut2Hut.
Yeah,
I think this on the bluff is the most beautiful part for me.
yeah,
But it's also the most exposed. It's really slow going because it's super technical. Like
yes,
good luck running any of this, even knowing it's kind of up and down, undulating, but it's just so technical that it's just yeah, it's very hard to
mm,
run. Um, and
yeah,
there's some steep climbs where you're using rope. I think it has to have a rope set up there at certain points, and yeah, it's slow, slow
that
and steep. But certain parts is really steep, especially getting to Mount Spec.
yeah, it's so hard to see from the map, right? Like I think like what you just said, like when I remember last year when I was planning my race and when I look at it, oh, that doesn't look too bad. Like, once you get there, like it's just like it never ending, like the crime. Like yes, but I think like I said, I think it's just one of the most iconic, the most beautiful part of this race and definitely worth it. Like
Yeah, yeah,
even like me, like DNF, like I get a chance to hike out,
yeah, yeah.
which is great. Like
You
which is
just
great.
add on it.
Exactly. And then yeah, I think can you also touch on like you mentioned before, I think there's one sessions like you have to use the rope.
Yeah, from memory, I swear they have a bit of a rope set up usually at one of the. I mean, it's not. You might not. The map might not have it
May not
because
have it. Yeah.
it's super steep, but it doesn't go for very long. So,
Yeah.
but there's a few yeah like rocky cliff bits which where you have to get up. There's a couple sections like that.
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah,
yeah, probably just be cautious and
be careful, be
be
cautious.
careful. Yeah.
That whole part in like even a lot of it's totally safe and fine, but just be careful with how hard you're even pushing
Mm,
because usually it's really hot,
yeah.
and it's as we said like slow, and you really want to just like you want to kind of cruise through there because like not going too slow. You don't want to be going slow, but you don't want to be pushing yourself because you want to kind of save yourself for when you get to Mount Spec because it's more runnable.
Yeah. Good.
Because you got to think no matter what, it's kind
Mm,
of going to be slow going through here, so you may as well save some energy. So
yeah.
make sure to eat. Hopefully you've had water and you're drinking. So
Yeah.
like in my opinion, that bit's just about maintaining your fluids, maintaining your energy levels, maintaining your food intake. If
Yeah.
you're behind, use it as a time to eat more
Mm,
because it is more slower going. You got your heart rate probably go down a little bit,
yeah.
so it's easy to eat. So use it because it is slow. Use it as a time to try and refuel if you've lagged behind.
Yeah. Yeah. Good suggestion, Tom.
Yeah.
Um, So once you pass Mount Spec, and then you reach to the very big aid station. And this is quite a special aid station, isn't it, Tom? I think
Yeah.
a lot of one are actually DNF at this aid station, and they
But it's because you've just been out and you've just been struggling for hours in the heat or whatever it is, and then you've come to this aid station that's got everything you could ever want.
yes,
And everyone there is also really nice. And you're like, I don't know if I want to leave.
yeah. Yeah, I think I remember I smell all this barbecue. Oh, is it barbecue? Anyway, it's just like a big. It's hard. Like I could
Usually,
definitely agree. Like
usually at your weakest point there, at least in my opinion, from the whole race, you're at your lowest energy
yeah,
levels and everything lies there.
yeah,
And you're like, it's the most tempting part.
exactly. And then you still have like when you look at the distance, you still have another
Yes.
40K to go. You know,
Yeah.
it's definitely
I
not
will say though, if you when you're at that point, is at least in my opinion, is you give yourself a good pat on the back and say you've done the hardest parts of the
hardest
course.
part. Yeah,
Yeah.
true. So now let's say you still have energy left and you're still making a good time. You've passed my speculation
Yeah.
camp A station. And then you probably run along the fire trail.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. This is perhaps the most runnable part of the whole course.
Yeah,
Up there. You can make up the most time through here.
yeah, it's a
So
long. Yeah.
I'm really trying to bank up as much
Mm.
time, even push myself just a little bit through there and make myself try and run
Yeah,
all of it.
yeah,
Because yeah, it's all fire trail, it's all pretty flat. A lot of it's down.
yeah.
And
Actually, Tom, I want to ask you, with the man speculation, these sessions like cross cut, did you use pole or you
nah, I find the
just
poles kind of annoying at that
annoying
stage. If I had them on me, I would just
throw that
yeah, like I'm not the best person to use it with pole because I don't have a what do you call them? You know where you put them away?
creeper?
People have a system where they put them
Oh yeah.
away. I literally when I'm doing a race, even when I'm not using them, I fold them up and hold on to them
Ah,
anyway. So I've got them in my hands the whole time, but it's nice to have your hands along
yeah.
uh cross cut.
Nice. So now you make it to the turn off,
Yeah.
and then you sort of making your way down to King Hut.
Yeah, and this is important to know this bit. This is down Muesli Spur. Um, and Muesli Spur is so your legs and stuff are already tired, and this is another down that really scares me. It's super steep,
This bit here, right?
technical.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much from as soon as you come off the fire trail, uh, you have a little bit of kind of flat technical type, and then about 500 meters you're going straight down.
Yeah.
I think you can see kind of where you got your mouse now-ish. I think you can see the contour lines there, how quite steep it is.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's really quite technical. So like take your time.
Mm.
Like even if you're walking slowly, like a lot of it's tree hopping to tree hopping or
Yeah.
using your hands to go down certain parts. Um, it's yeah, just take it easy down that bit because it's very technical.
Yeah.
At least that's what I'm doing. Um, yeah.
Does it look like is a terrain bit like climbing up the bluff but in reverse?
Yeah,
Or
a little bit, but I would actually say even more technical
more
and
tech?
even
Yeah.
more steeper at some parts
Yeah.
and way more bushier. Like it's not exposed at all.
Mm.
There's lots of trees and everything. Um, and at least my legs are pretty cooked by then, so I'm got my quads and stuff aren't happy as I'm collapsing on me as I'm going down.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so now you head on to King Hut again. Like it's a big, really good aid station.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I think a lot of layover. I think if you can reach to this checkpoint.
yeah. Another sigh of relief. Um, getting to that good checkpoint to be like, oh, I've gotten here, well done.
Well
And
done,
it's
definitely.
and that part once you're down Muesli Spur is all very runnable and nice along the river there and the Houckwood bit
Yeah,
there. So
cool.
try and make up some time there.
And then from King Hut to Crick Hut, anything that you would like to share, Tom? Like if you remember
Um,
sessions?
Not really. Yeah, yeah, this part is all just momentum. Like it's quite a bit of up, quite a lot of up, but it's not too steep. It's quite gradual.
Yeah.
If you like you can try and shuffle if depending where your legs are, try and shuffle the ups, walk shuffle, just try and keep momentum going to Gardener.
Mm.
It's kind of the best suggestion I want. It can get a little bit boring and tedious, because a lot of it is just fire trail and there's no amazing views or anything until you when you get to Gardener Hut, it's a bit better. But
Oh, you mean Crick Hut?
oh, not Craig's Hut. Yeah, Craig's Hut. Sorry, no,
Crick
yeah.
Hut. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, there is a little. I think before then, from memory, what's the summit called? You have an option. If you want to, you can go have a look at what's the mountain called? I've forgotten it. Was it after?
Is it Man Sterling?
Yeah, Mount. That's after it, isn't it?
After, yeah,
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 okay, that's after. That's all right.
yeah. Cool. Awesome. So after Crick Hut obviously is another big aid station, is it?
It's not. It's pretty just standard. Not
Okay.
huge. Not small.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you got everything you kind of need, like water and snacks.
Yeah. Like, I
Nothing.
think a lot of people there, isn't it? Like, a lot of tourists and four-wheel drive and
Yeah, usually they see some people. Yeah, if you're going to see something, yeah, there's a can be quite campers.
yeah. So good morale, good boost your morale,
Yeah,
I guess, seeing
not huge though. There isn't heaps of people.
yeah. All right. So from Crick's Hut, so last 20K to Geelong Grammar Hut
Oh yeah, that's the one before Sterling, isn't it?
setting. Yeah. Anything you want to share, Tom, on this
Yeah,
thing you say?
all very similar to what I was saying before from um the last aid station. Like just shuffle, walk. Um, so most of it's fire trail.
Oh,
Yeah, not too much to say really on that part.
yeah, yeah. Awesome. All right. So looks like with the last push, just another 12K, and then you pass the Gap, Hokwa Gap
Yeah.
station, and there's not much you can share, isn't it, Tom? I think the last sessions here, this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. So I'm just trying to get my bearings a bit. How could Gap? That's the A station. It's also part of the Archie, right? Is that where we're at?
Hokwa Gap. Yes, yes,
What am
that's
I
right.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, from Mount Sterling to down there. Yeah, just that it's down. Try and run as much as you can on the downs, build time. But yeah, it's all via trail. Nothing too
Nothing.
much to really say around there.
Yeah, awesome. And then you start um approaching the ski resort. Uh,
Yes. So you start going once you're down Halfway Gap. Yeah, it's the last. Just think of it as the last climb up to Mount Buller.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
how in my mind how I'm viewing it. I'm
Yeah,
on the home stretch now.
no stretch, definitely. And then you have to, so you have to go up Mount Sterling again, like
But yeah, you got to go
also
up.
Mount Buller, yeah.
Yeah, you got to go up Mount Buller again. So you would come along the side, or as you can kind of see, you actually get to see where you start. Where you, it's pretty mean actually. You get to see the finish line. Like you can hear everyone,
Ah, yeah,
hear
yeah.
everyone at the start finish, and it's usually a few people pop out. You'll have people cheering you on in their ski resorts and
Yeah,
that sort of thing. So that can be nice. Um, yeah, but it's
nice.
yeah, you still got to get to the top again.
Yeah. I guess I mean the last bit just like just push it.
Yeah, there's not much to say. You just got to push
I
it.
was just like don't push it.
Make sure you rip a page out of the book at the top of the summit and
Yeah,
finish
that's
that
right. That's
page.
right. Yes.
Otherwise, you're not going to get a finish.
Yes.
Um, and enjoy the view. I guess when I'm there, it's usually the sun setting, so it's pretty beautiful. But
Oh yeah.
I
But
know some people might be dark. But
most of them, other people did that.
I'm sure
Yeah.
if you look out at the village, it'll be beautiful, the lights. So yeah, just enjoy, appreciate what you've done. Because if you're at that stage, you're finished. You're going to finish.
Yeah.
So
Isn't awesome. That's incredible, Tom. I think you finished in under I think 14 hour 50 minutes last year.
yeah, something like that, I think.
Yeah, that's incredible. Like how quick you can finish the race. All right, Tom, maybe we let's quickly jump to the Archie. I guess I mean we can probably skip the 4 mile.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, with the same. Let me just quickly jump to Archie. So this is the Archie course. Um, yeah, so the first 4 mile and all the way from 4 mile to 8 miles are pretty much exactly
Yeah.
the same as the 100K.
Yep.
And then from 4 mile, instead of climbing up to the bluff,
Yep.
you pretty much
Keep going
ride
straight.
on the river, Hokkaido River,
Lots of river crossings.
also river crossing. Yeah.
It's just
But
valley
they're
riding.
fairly easy to cross, isn't it, Tom? Like,
Yeah, yeah. No, there's nothing.
yeah,
Yeah, they've marked it really well, so you can see the
yeah.
ribbons across onto the other side. Just follow those. I guess that it can get the underfoot can get a little slippery in the river crossings, I guess. So I usually fall over in the water. So tip, if you've got your phone or something on you, just consider that
Make
when
sure
you're
that's,
crossing,
yeah,
uh,
what, yeah,
because it can be yeah quite slippery.
yeah,
So
cool.
watch your footing.
Yeah. And then you get to, so you won how many K? Let me see, 5K or so. And then you start ascend at
Yeah.
each
The
fret.
Archie's really it's really a simple kind of course because you kind of just go down 4 mile, then you're just running along that valley and river crossings flat, like well not flat but undulating along there until you get to this aid station where you're at now,
Ice
where the
fret.
climb starts.
Yeah,
So it's just um and then from then it's just climbing up.
climbing up. Yeah.
It's
And
just it's exposed, so it's hot. So make sure you've got all your water.
yeah.
Water definitely for that aid station, and it's literally just a gradual like. So I'm gonna try run it all. Uh,
Mm.
so it's not super steep. It's long, um, but yeah, it's just like head down. It's hot,
Is
like
is
all the way. It's
is a
not
four-wheel drive
technical.
track, is it? Like it's a
Yeah,
four-wheel
not
drive
technical at all. It's
they're not
yeah,
technical. Yeah, it's just
like
trail.
if you've got the legs for it, um, you can run it all because it's not technical. It's just
Yeah,
four drive track.
right. Just long, broad.
long, long, slow grind with
Yeah,
sun pounding down on you.
yeah. I see. Cool.
I'm usually hating on it at this point because well, at least the past couple of years, because it was after the 100 the day before, and it's hot, and I'm walking it, and it's just
What am I doing here?
sorry.
You probably ask yourself, what am I doing here?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah. What did I do?
what did I do?
You having second thoughts?
Yes. Awesome. So yeah, you finish the climb, and then you reach
Then
to
it's
Hokage.
like the end of Oscars. So once you get to the halfway gap, because yeah,
Hokage.
you finish the climb, then you go onto the road,
Yeah.
then you get to the halfway gap, A station, and then exactly the same as the end of the Oscars.
Yeah.
Up the yeah, bit of fire track which turns into a single track.
Yeah.
Not technical. It's pretty groomed, like it's very touristy type of walk.
Mm.
Um, Pretty much, yeah, just up. It's not too steep, and yeah, all the way back to the summit.
At the same.
Really, yeah, as same as Oscars 100.
Get it done. So this is the cost you'll be raising, right, Tom? 50K.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome. Yeah, so I think this time I think you don't have to run the 100K first before you run the 50K. That's I think you probably have
yeah. I'm actually
yeah.
really
And
excited
yeah.
to be able to do it and just see how hard I can go and probably blow up. And be in just as much pain as I was last time. But yeah, I'm really actually really looking forward to it. There was one year, the first year I tried to do Oscars, they because of COVID and yeah, because of COVID, they couldn't mark the 100K course.
Ah, yeah.
We ended up doing the Archie one way on day one, and they changed it to a stage race. You did Archie one way day one, and then
Yes.
you did reverse. No, you did reverse day one, then normal day two.
Yeah, right.
Um, so even then, I did on my fresh legs. I was still doing the course in reverse, not the right way around. But that wasn't fun going up 4 mile.
Mile. Oh.
You had to hike up that, and that was extremely hot.
Yeah, one of my Shane, like he actually did the same race, and
Oh yeah,
he kept telling me how hard it was to run up or hike up
yeah.
4 mile. Like wasn't fun. Yeah.
That last climb, I was like, "What am I doing?" And in the back of your head, you're like, "I've got to do 50 tomorrow too."
Awesome. Hey Tom, let's quickly talk about I'm gonna probably stop sharing now, but maybe good time, maybe just share with the runner who are planning, who are racing the mile 100 miler. Is it still called
Yeah,
100
that's what they're calling it.
hundred
They're
miler
calling it.
or
Yeah.
Grand Slam they call it? I don't know.
I'm actually, I can actually tell you because I've got a, uh, wait. Oh no, it's in the garage. I can't tell you.
That's all right.
Um, I think they're just calling it multi-day miler.
Multi-day miler. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, what is the tips like Tom?
Yeah. Straight up is, uh, you've obviously got to be thinking about, you've got to be thinking about the 50K the day after the 100. But this is the conundrum. You've still got to do the 100. You can't go too easy because then you won't make a cutoff. So it's really important to make sure to walk a line of going like fast but conservative, which goes completely against each other. But it's something you need to weigh up in your mind as you're doing the 100K on day one, because you've even got to consider you want to get back and get to bed as soon as you can. And hopefully, if you're lucky, you can have a few hours sleep before the 50K, because I know a lot of people that have attempted, they don't get back till 12 or 1 in the morning. And at that stage, they're like, screw that, I'm not getting up to do the 50. I'm knackered, I've got no sleep. But if you're finishing, if you can get back at like 9 or 10 or something, you've got a few hours sleep, it can really change your mindset and not have as much dread.
Yeah.
Not, I don't know, they can't completely contradict each other, but
Yeah.
not being so conservative, like maybe you would if you run a straight up miler, where
Mm,
you're like, I need to make sure I'm fine for tomorrow. Um, but not so hard where you're gonna blow up. So kind of how I'd recommend it is I would nearly actually recommend racing the 100K, but not, like when you do a race, sometimes you might take a few, you're like, oh, I might not eat this now. Or you might not focus on nutrition as much as you should, or
mm.
certain things. You just will push through stupid stuff because you're just doing it for time. You don't need to worry about the day after. Really race it with nutrition and with a huge emphasis on hydration and food.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
slow down to eat, slow down to drink. Don't make every aid station you're leaving with full liquid that you're able to, because that's going to really help with like recovery when you get back, and just not putting yourself in a huge deficit by the time you finish, because that huge deficit is what's going to work against you.
Yeah.
So like really giving it a good crack the 100 day, but making sure you're really focusing on your fluid and hydration. So that's like
Mm.
how I would recommend taking on the 100K.
Yeah.
And don't make the decision. And if you get back, you finish 100K, no matter how long it's taking you to finish, even if you've just got in, you've got to do the RT like an hour or two later. Don't say no until you get to the start line. Just make to the start line of the 50. Like, just t make yourself, if you're going to sign up, you're stupid enough to sign up for it. Like you tell yourself, no matter what, I'm gonna be on the start line for the Archie, and you don't have to start. Or no, actually, screw that. You have to start, but you've got to get to the top of that hill.
Yeah,
Make that first little climb before you turn off onto the trail to go up to the summit.
yeah,
So I'm gonna at least start up that hill because I'm like every time I've only done it twice, but the two times I've done it, I have thought there is no way I'm going to be able to do this 50. Like I've got niggles, like I've got injuries.
yeah.
I'm super tired. I feel like absolute crap. Um, but by the time I got to that hill, I'm like, oh, okay, this is going to be a long day, but I can do this. I warmed up a little bit, like just slightly, and this is
Right.
okay, let's take it slow. The energy of everyone around you.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like there's quite a few people that may have attempted it that were just so dead. Just didn't give themselves the shot that they actually did have of just finishing the 50K. Like,
Mm,
don't expect to be pretty. Like, I walked most of the Archie every time I've done it.
yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not, I'm just looking at it as an adventure at that stage. It's not a race. I'm just doing it to finish. If you can just start it, it's such a big cutoff as well that you can just grind it out,
Yeah.
and enjoy yourself. So it's
Wow.
very much of the mind game. And then once you've done the 50, it's only 10K the day after. So
It's
it's
only,
fine.
only.
Yeah.
Oh my, like, oh wow, that's incredible. I mean, to hear what you said, I think like so just make sure to the audience, like make sure drag yourself to the start line, no matter what. Or you can
Yeah.
just sleep at the
Yeah,
start
you
line, isn't
can
it?
sleep at the start. They've got all the medical team and stuff are there.
Yeah, just sleep there.
They probably prefer you to anyway to make sure you're not going to pass out in your sleep or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
anyway.
Wow.
Um, and yeah, just mate, yeah, even if you don't sleep, just keep eating. The
Yeah.
energy, the race directors like Andy and Chris and Simon, like the energy that they bring, and then the rest
Yes.
of the community follows in their footsteps, is hugely contagious and so positive that it's a huge uplift. So like just being around that helps.
Nah, awesome, Tom. Wow, Tom, thank you so much tonight. Yeah, it's really good to hear your experience and your tips and insights, and I'm sure that a lot of one are probably got something out of it tonight, and hopefully, yeah, they can complete the race in a good time, or even just to finish it. Like
Yeah,
it's
just
such a
finishing that thing is
I mean, that is a journey itself. I mean, no matter what, like even DNF, like or not making a good time. I mean, just to enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the course, and enjoy the community. And yeah, I think that's the best part of this Oscars Hut to Hut, and also obviously get to help out the autism organization to like to raise money. So yeah, thank you so much, Tom. And yeah, I will see you at Oscar's Hut to Hut and make sure that like you have a good tapering from now on.
yeah.
Don't just keep
Yeah.
training too hard. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the fun part.
That's the fun
I
part.
hate it actually, but
Awesome, mate. All right, thank you, Tom. All right,
cheers. Thanks, Calvin.
cheers, mate. All right, bye.